Yeah, it was sort of a last minute thing, and had to get ready with the car because the car was actually I'd actually taken the diff out of the car to service it, so the diff was out, so I had to run around sort of middle of the night getting the car ready for the next day. It was quite short notice, but I still managed to get the car ready. I couldn't film anything when I was there because of like non-disclosures and everything, so it's all sort of kept quiet. But I've got a couple of pictures. I can put a couple of pictures up of the car when it was sort of dressed up with the lights and everything, so you could sort of see what we did and sort of how they did it, which is really good. It's really good to see from sort of the other side and how the video came out.
Test what the prick weren't big enough, man won't dip him, I'll dig him up. Man throw shade, cause it just ain't sick as us, man won't diss him, I'll big him up.
Yeah, pretty wild really, and how fast the lads work is pretty crazy as well. So yeah, it was pretty good to be involved with that, and hopefully you've already seen it. If not, go over and have a look at it, because it's pretty good, and it's just good to see drifting in any kind of video. So it was a little bit manic, but got there in the end, and in between working night shifts in work and everything else, so yeah, I didn't really sleep for sort of 2 days in between getting the car ready, going there, filming everything, having H actually sat in the S14. So yeah, it was pretty good. So the main reason for making the new injector rail mounting points, I pretty much copied one that I'd done, so had to basically cut down the metal to size, drill and tap with the wrong size drills, the right size taps with the wrong size drill. So yeah, I had a bit of a mess about making them, because I just can't seem to get hold of a set. So I thought, well, I may as well make some now, because it's actually holding me up, because I wanted to fit all the fuel pressure regulator and everything. So yeah, pretty much had to cut them down to size. Drill both sides, tap both sides. And then make the little 90-degree brackets. It's actually come out pretty decent. I'll try and show it on camera here. So you can see everything's lining up pretty nice there. And actually the ones that they send you are a bit flimsy. I'm made of Ollie, if it'll focus. So yeah, made of aluminium as well, both pieces. So I just made an aluminium L bracket, which is actually a lot thicker, a lot more heavy duty. That's got an M6 thread in it, sorry. And down here I had to put an M8 bolt in and M6 in the top. So yeah, pretty much it's a lot stiffer, and that part is now steel as well, a stainless, which is why it was such a to tap. Thing was gonna happen, wasn't it? So yeah, a lot of messing around with that, but now that sort of allows me to finish mocking everything up here now. I dropped it then. So yeah, that allows me now to pretty much just get everything mocked up. I can get the fuel pressure regulator in, get the manifold in. I'm not going to final fit it. I'm going to just mock it up with the fuel rail and everything on, and then I can then start looking at the wiring, because I've got to repin my loom for the injectors, which is going to be another job. So once I get all this fitted, I can drop the loom over and the harness, and then start working out the wiring. It's gonna be a bit long, but yeah, everything's sort of slowed down a little bit now, but I can still carry on. I can do all the little bits, so I'll just keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to make another bracket for this, because I'm going to mount it quite high up. So I want to put it up here, just sort of so it ties in, and I can get at my AN3s there. So I'm going to make a bit of a bracket and get at the return line down there. I'm not going to hit my loom, which is coming through there. So yeah, I think that makes the most sense. So we're mounting up here. So I'm going to go up here. So we're going to try and use some M5s. They should. Yeah, tidy. And or M4s, not M5s. And we're going to need 28 mil, 26, because it's ramping in slightly. So about 27 mil spacer. Where 27 is, about there. So I'll probably use like a bit of round bar or hollow bar like this, can then sit through, and then we'll put rivets into the body, and yeah, bang. So we'll do that. Done. Just tacked. It's pointless doing a full weld because it's only holding it in place. It's just to stop it from moving. So we'll actually just line this up on the car now. Mark up where we want it, and then we'll rivets, 2 rivets, and then we can mount it. So yeah, once I get that one sent in, but that looks tidy enough for me. And then this return line here will go down and to this here, so we'll go under, and then the return line back to the tank, which is this pipe here, it's marking up. Yeah, should be pretty straightforward. So I'll get them on now, just so I can finalise my lines, and then I can get rid of this excess. I can make that pipe from here to here, and then my fuel pressure sensor is easily accessible. I would have liked that to be on the side, and possibly I actually could put it in this port here and blank that one off. I could just get a half inch, is it half inch? Yeah, half inch MPT, reduce it down to 1/8 MPT, and then our fitting, which will go to the underside of here to here, and I've got to work out where to put my map sensor as well, which I will probably fit up here somewhere as well. I'm thinking about making a similar kind of bracket, fitting the map sensor to the side here, and having a similar kind of fitting, because that's what I would like, is an AN fitting like that, so it can screw on, so it can't possibly blow off, just as like an additional kind of fail safe. But yeah, so I'll probably end up mounting my map sensor up here somewhere, so it's sort of protected, and I can get the pipe, I can just run the pipes up together. So this is what happens all of the time. So just fitted that AN fit in there, and it ends up right in line with the fuel rail. Great news. So back off and then put the short one on, and hopefully that'll give me the extra little bit, but we'll check it. Well, it couldn't really be much tighter, but it looks good. Actually worked. So I've actually got clearance there now. Onto that pipe there. So, and then that one runs up to here for the return. What a ball ache. And then this one should go onto there. Sound? So all that side now is pretty much done. All my AN lines and everything, they've all been run. Nothing's like final fitted just yet, because I still want to drop the lines off, clean everything out, make sure there's no sort of rubber in the lines, because when you cut them, that you get a bit of shit in there really. So just to make sure everything's clean, so I'm actually going to drop all the fuel lines and fuel system off, clean it all up before it final fits. The inlet's not completely bolted down yet, but I just wanted to do it to make sure I knew the lengths. So I've got every fuel line now ran. So it got feed there, feed here, and then the return out the middle. So the rail is fed both either end with AN8s, and then the return line to your fuel pressure regulator, which is now bolted up on here, and then the return line back to the tank, which is here. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's sitting and how it's all looking actually, because I tried to keep everything, all the fittings all black. I've got one red fitting which is on show, and then the other one's down there, but you can't really see them, so I think I'm actually going to buy a single black fitting just to keep it all looking pretty good, because it looks pretty cool now, and I'm pretty happy with how everything's looking. So yeah, I can't really motherfucker. Didn't even know that it did then. Right, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's come out and how it's all looking now. So yeah, I'm going to get everything dropped back off, clean everything up, and then I'm actually onto wiring, which is a bit of a worry. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at maybe starting the wiring loom in the next sort of couple of days, or next episode maybe. And yeah, so I need to get my head around the wiring loom and ECU. I've got so much wiring to do. I've actually already got the fuse box in, which Phil made for me, so we'll be running all wires front to back and pretty much everything over the engine, which all the sensors are all here. Crank, alternator, water temps, they're all already in. I've got to repin the loom for injectors. So yeah, basically loads of wiring, which I hate, and I'm terrible at it. Nearly as bad at wiring as what I am at painting. So yeah, for the next one, it'll be wiring, but I'll try and talk you through what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how all this has come out now. Step closer. So yeah, next time.